been a week, but I am finally sitting down to film the review that I was trying to film last week when I hit major tech issues. So of course, we're doing 2001 Maniacs. It was on my list of 6 movies that I wanted to prioritise watching this summer, so trust me when I say I have already watched this one and I have quite a few notes on it. But if you don't know anything about 2001 Maniacs from 2005, let me quickly fill you in. 2001 Maniacs from 2005 is a satire splatter horror comedy. On their way to spring break, college kids take a detour through a southern town. The people of Pleasant Valley insist the kids stay for their annual barbecue celebration, but instead of getting a taste of the Old South is about to get a taste of them. If you're new here, I'm Hannah and I am the head of the Horde, and as always, when it comes to watching movies, I have already watched this one off camera, so if you want to watch the movie about Deep South cannibals, nothing will be spoiled for you because nobody wants to watch a movie that you've just watched somebody else watch from start to finish, and I keep it spoiler free here on my channel because nobody, and I mean nobody, likes spoilers.
Spring break! Spring break! Spring break!
The number of people on Letterboxd that started their comments or reviews with the line, "It's like Midsummer, but no, can we stop comparing anything that has some kind of summer festival in it to Midsummer? Like, a southern backwoods barbecue, like annual barbecue, is not the same as Midsummer." Like, I hate that. Can we stop comparing everything to Midsummer? It is an absolute pet peeve of mine, and I'm throwing it out there.
Stop it. Get some help.
I need to also quickly say I am coming at this from the point of view of a Brit who was barely taught our own history, let alone any American history. Like, we weren't taught any American history except Vietnam when I was in school, so that should tell you, like, where I'm coming from this. So all I know about the American Civil War is that the North won, 11 states claimed a flag that is incredibly controversial now, and that flag happens to appear an awful lot in this movie. So that's about the starting point that I have. It's not a great movie, but it's not a horrible movie either. Like, if you took Robert Englund and Lin Shaye out of this movie, it would be a movie of very stereotypical characters doing very stereotypical things in the same way that a lot of early 2000s movies were going about things. Like, it's a very simple plot. We'll start with that. It's a very simple plot. You have Group A of college teens, the biker couple, and the other girls are also college teens, I believe. They all end up in this tiny town called Pleasant Valley, which is hilarious because it sounds like you would see like a juice company or an ice cream company in an American grocery store called Pleasant Valley. Like, there might be, and I might be remembering something in the back of my head. But they all end up in this tiny town. It is about to celebrate its annual barbecue, and of course, nothing is about to go as planned. Like, this movie is kind of wild, and I'm kind of here for it.
It's wacky! It's fun! It's crazy!
I do have to question, though, why all the guys in this tiny town sound like the butler from Scary Movie 2. If you've seen it, you will probably know what I mean. He's got them, like, the screwed up hand, that guy. All the guys in this movie, besides Robert Englund, sound like him. Which is saying something because there's a rather famous director in this called Eli Roth who has got a part in this. So I was quite surprised when he popped up out of nowhere. But yeah, there's some wild things that happen. The Greek chorus, who've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're kind of genius. Like, should I be laughing at the songs that they are playing? Probably not, but I did anyway because I was not expecting that, and they're great. I've never been to any of the American southern states. I've only been to Illinois, and I've been to a tiny part of Illinois, and I mean a tiny part of Illinois. But can I believe that there are probably people in certain states that believe the same things as the people in this movie? Oh yeah, considering that I know that certain controversial flag is flown quite a lot in certain states. Like, I don't care that it stands for racism and the slave owning. Like, imagine now thinking that owning people as slaves is acceptable. Like, get away. get away. Like, but do I think that people probably believe this somewhere? Absolutely, absolutely. Let's look at the state of the world right now and tell me that this probably couldn't happen somewhere. It could, including the girl with the creepy shark teeth. 2001 Maniacs happened to come out in the era of unhinged comedies such as Epic Movie, Beer Fest, Road Trip, American Pie Bandcamp, Team America World Police, like the era where you couldn't be offended by anything because absolutely everybody was the butt of the joke. Like, you were more offended if you weren't, like, having the piss taken out of you, because that was just how it is. And this is absolutely the definition of the comedy in this movie. Like, did I laugh at some of the inappropriate stuff? Yes, because I grew up watching movies like this. So it's kind of like, if you like that style of comedy, you will like the comedy in this. If you watch it and you get a little bit offended by things that aren't quite so, like, PC now, then maybe not. Maybe don't watch this one. I can honestly say that I was expecting this movie to be, like, way more offensive considering the number of a certain flag that are in this movie. But no, like, there was no, like, really racist, inappropriate jokes. Absolutely everybody was getting ripped to shreds. Think, like, if you like South Park, like, this movie could very easily have been written by, like, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Like, they wrote the Book of Mormon, for God's sake. Like, that's kind of what this movie feels like. So is it politically correct? Oh no, not in the slightest, but that was kind of the time period, so I have to kind of give it some leeway on that and say, like, would it fly now? Absolutely not. But is it still funny if you grew up in that time period? Yeah. It takes a lot to offend me, and I've probably said this 20, 30 times on my channel over the time that I've had it now. It takes a lot to offend me, it really does. I was not offended by this in the slightest, and I have to give it props and say that there are no slurs in this, and I was looking out for them because I was 100% expecting there to be, like, a button pushy slurs in this, but no, it seems to have found, like, it's found a place where it knows how to push buttons and walk the line without it becoming, like, really problematic. So big props to it for that.
Scooby-Doo, take note.
I do like that it's called 2001 Maniacs because that is the population of the town of Pleasant Valley. It is hanging from the sign as everybody actually heads into the town. And I know that there's a sequel called 2001 Maniacs American Hollywood Hillbillies, I believe. It's got two names depending on, like, where you are in the world. Field of Screams, I think, is the other name. And unfortunately, the only person that didn't return for its sequel is Robert Englund. And I'm kind of tempted by the sequel because the only person that really could have stepped into this person's shoes did actually do it. And the mayor is actually being played by Bill Moseley. And who do I trust to be a backwoods hillbilly more than the man who played Chop Top? No one else. The kills in this movie, though, is where it actually shines. Like, this movie went for the Ernesto de la Cruz death from Coco before Disney had even thought of it. That's the stupidity of this. Like, the deaths are gory, they are violent. Like, the fact that they are playing, is it called horseshoe? Where I can't remember, we don't play it here in the UK, but you throw horseshoes around a nail. They are playing that with severed heads, like, absolutely cracked me. Like, there's lots of blood, lots and lots of blood, limbs being chopped off, all sorts of inappropriateness, but I kind of, like I said, I'll give it a pass because I don't hate this. The CGI, though, is where I do have to be like, oh, it's very 2005, and if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about here. The ending scene at the barbecue, yeah, when a certain reveal is, the CGI is not great, but the practical effects are great. And the severed heads in this, like, well done. Whoever designed the severed heads in this, you give that person a raise because possibly some of the best severed heads that I have ever seen in a horror movie, and that is saying something. There's a lot of blood. All I can say is, in a horror comedy about cannibals, I expect nothing less. Like, that is the only thing I wanted, and that's exactly what they gave me.
Delicious.
I have to give special shout out though to the fact that I got such a kick out of them eating the girl with the tattoo, because as somebody with tattoos, like, I always remember a quote by Jeffrey Dahmer saying that tattoos tasted terrible, which is why he never picked tattooed victims. So as far as I'm concerned, I am safe from weird, freaky cannibals, but this poor girl with her unicorn horse tattoo, like, that was great. In the end, I am actually going to give 2001 Maniacs from 2005 a 3 out of 5 stars. I had a good time with this one, but like I said, the plot is very simplistic. You take out Robert Englund and Lin Shaye in this, and it's just a movie about stereotypical backwoods cannibal hillbillies, like, chomping down on some people that have accidentally stumbled into their town. It could very easily be another edition in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre because of that, or The Hills Have Eyes, or The Hills Run. Insert whatever you like about backwoods cannibals, but the gory side of this, love that. The humour kind of did it for me. It's the sort of humour where you hear the joke and you go, oh, I'm still gonna laugh though. So yeah, it was good for a single watch. Can't guarantee that I'll watch it again, but it was good for a single watch, and I can say I'm glad that I included this one on the 6 movies that I wanted to prioritise this summer. But my opinion isn't the only one that matters, which begs the question, should you personally watch 2001 Maniacs from 2005? If you like your horror movies flavoured with backwoods cannibals, barbecues, squishy, gooey deaths, slightly inappropriate political humour, or anything that is listed here, then you should probably watch 2001 Maniacs from 2005. So there you have it, my initial thoughts and my review of my first time watching 2001 Maniacs from 2005. If you've also seen this movie, I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are down in the comment section down below. And if you are interested in watching it, check the description bar, there'll be a link to justwatch.com like there always is, so you can find out where it is streaming in your country. If you would like to know where else you can find me, I am also over on Instagram and Letterboxd at HordesOfHorror, where I post every single movie that I watch, not just the ones that I talk about here on YouTube. But speaking of YouTube, I've been putting this one off for a little while. At the very beginning of the year, I talked about 25 movies that I wanted to cross off my list for this year. And a couple of those movies, people said they were interested in watching me, like, review. And one of those movies is a British movie that is often described as brutal, and it just makes me want to say, I'll be your dad now. So we're watching Mum and Dad from 2008, and I have a feeling that this is not going to be as upbeat and as this last movie was. So wish me luck with this one. So until next time, bye. A special thank you to my regenerators here within the Horde for their support over on Patreon.